Welcome to the international webinar on best practices for supporting business in Asia countries with specific topic, adaptability strategies of micro, small, medium enterprises during the COVID-19 in Asia countries. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the international webinar on best practices for supporting business in Asia countries with specific topic, adaptability strategies of micro, small, medium enterprises during the COVID-19 in Asia countries. Today, Tuesday, 23rd of March 2021, held by the School of Management of Graduate School of Management, Faculty of Economic and Business, Universitas Ahmad Dahlan. We are from the main campus of Universitas Ahmad Dahlan in Yogyakarta, Indonesia. First of all, let's thank to our God, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, who has been giving us some mercies and blessings and also health. Today, we met together virtually in this international webinar. Excellency, the head of Bureau of Higher Education Services, Region 5, Special Region of Yogyakarta, Indonesia, Profesor Dr. Didi Akhyari, Honorable Rector of Universitas Ahmad Dahlan, Dr. Mukhlas MT, and the Dean of Faculty of Economics and Business, Universitas Ahmad Dahlan, Dr. Salamatun As-Sa'diyah, invited speakers, presenters, and all participants from all over the world, ladies and gentlemen. Ladies and gentlemen, before we start our discussion and presentation in this international webinar, we are going to have what we call opening ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, to open and to start our webinar today, let's open by saying Basmalah together. Ladies and gentlemen, the next program is Singing Together National Anthem Indonesia Raya. Will be continued with the hymn of Muhammadiyah, Sang Surya.
Indonesia
Ladies and gentlemen, to get blessing from the God Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala, let's listen and pay attention to the verses of Holy Quran will be recited by our Qari, Mr. Yusuf Ramadan, the students of Universitas Ahmad Dahlan.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا إذا قيل لكم تفسحوا في المجالس فافسحوا يفسح الله لكم فافسحوا يفسح الله لكم وإذا قيل انشزوا فانشزوا يرفع الله يرفع الله الذين آمنوا منكم والذين أوتوا العلم درجات والله بما تعملون خبير يا فقدموا بين يدي نجواكم صدقة ذلك خير لكم وأطهر فإن لم تجدوا فإن الله غفور رحيم صدق الله العظيم.
Sadaqallahul Azim. Well, ladies and gentlemen, once again, welcome to this international webinar held by the Faculty of Economics and Business, Universitas Ahmad Dahlan, Yogyakarta. And in this good occasion, the Rector of UAD would like to welcome you all, and he will give his welcoming remarks, and it has been recorded yesterday. And once again, please welcome the Rector of Universitas Ahmad Dahlan, Dr. Mukhlas MT, to give his welcoming remarks.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Ahmad Dahlan University, I'd like to welcome everyone to today's webinar entitled Adaptability Strategies of Micro, Small, Medium Enterprises during the COVID-19 in the Asia countries. This event has been organized by the Graduate Office of Management in the collaboration with the Undergraduate Office of Management of Universitas Ahmad Dahlan, Yogyakarta. First of all, allow me to acknowledge our distinguished keynote speakers of today's webinar. Hope I can pronounce your names correctly, otherwise my apology. Professor Dr. Didi Ahyari, Head of LLDT Region 5, Yogyakarta, Indonesia. Dr. Nora Elizabeth F. Minikus, MBE CPE, Vice President for Research Extension and Linkages of University of Nueva Cáceres, Philippines. Dr. Umar Samsul bin Rakiman, Senior Lecturer of the Faculty of Business Management, University Teknologi Mara, Malaysia. Dr. T.R. Kalai Laksmi, ME, MBE, MPhil, PhD, from School of Management Studies, Satyabama Institute and ST, Chennai, India. And lastly, my colleagues, Dr. Emma Nurmaya and Dr. Powoko, Lecturer of Master Program of Management, Universitas Ahmad Dahlan, Indonesia. Thank you for having taken your precious time to share your ideas and expert opinions on this special occasion. As we now move into the second year of the pandemic COVID-19, we all have witnessed how much our life has been affected by this pandemic. We might consider ourselves fortunate and privileged as we are able to navigate our life around our work and family through this pandemic in ways that are relatively successful, but millions of people out there, our fellow countrymen and women, perhaps our neighbors and people close and dear to us, they are struggling to keep both and meet. As economy slows down in almost every part of the world, the supply and demand balance is disrupted. Companies start cutting down on production, business suffer a setback, workers get laid off, and more jobs are lost. Indeed, a recent report by United Nations Development Programme, UNDP, and the University of Indonesia Institute for Economics and Social Research revealed that 9 out of 10 micro, small, medium enterprises in Indonesia suffer from falling demand for their products, while more than 80% have recorded lower profits. And today we have assembled here to demonstrate our empathy and commitment to reviving and rejuvenating micro, small, and medium enterprises. I believe we decided to bring this issue to the fore precisely because we understand how micro, small, and medium enterprises can play a pivotal role in the rebuilding and remaking of our economy. According to the Minister of Cooperative, Small and Medium Enterprises, Republic of Indonesia, micro, small, and medium enterprises make up the majority of business in Indonesia, with 98% of them operating at micro and or ultra micro level. The sectors based on the UNDP report employ 97% of the workforce and contribute more than 61% to Indonesia's GDP in 2018. These figures once again is a testimony to the immense contribution that micro, small, and medium enterprises have made to maintain the economic stability and growth in Indonesia. And I believe it will remain so in the years to come. Therefore, it is understandable that micro, small, medium enterprises are the backbone of our economy, the ones that have proven to be resilient in the face of the pandemic COVID-19. And yet, they are the ones which could have been most severely affected by this pandemic, and so they deserve our attention than ever. And therefore, I do hope this webinar will provide a productive space for everyone to share best practices and to formulate copying strategies and plans to help micro, small, and medium enterprises in each of our country recover from the impact of the pandemic and significantly sustain their business post-pandemic. Before I end my speech, allow me to also thank the organizer of this webinar, Graduate Office of Management and Undergraduate Office of Management of UAD, and also Dean of Faculty of Economy and Business UAD, Ibu Dr. Salamatun Asadia, for having made this webinar possible. I truly appreciate your hard work. I now would like to declare this webinar on adaptability strategies of micro, small, medium enterprises in the Asian countries officially open. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the speech or welcoming speech from the Rector of Universitas Ahmad Dahlan, Dr. Mukhlas MT. And I do hope one day you may come to Yogyakarta, Indonesia, to meet directly, not only virtually. Ladies and gentlemen, the head of Bureau of Higher Education Services, Region 5, Special Region of Yogyakarta, Professor Dr. Didi Akhyari, would like to give his keynote speech in this international webinar. Ladies and gentlemen, it's my honor to invite Professor Dr. Didi Akhyari to give his speech.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Good afternoon, everybody. Rector, distinguished speakers, participants, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Didi Akhyari, the head of Higher Education Service Office in Yogyakarta Special Region. It is my great pleasure to welcome all of you in the seminar Adaptability Strategies of Micro, Small, and Medium Enterprise during COVID-19 in Asian countries. I would like to especially warm welcome to our distinguished speakers. So first, Dr. T.R. Laxmi, MA, MBA, MPhil, PhD from School of Management Studies, Satyabama Institute, and ST, Chennai, India. Dr. Umar Samsul bin Rahiman from the Faculty of Business Management, University Technology Mara, Perak, Malaysia. Dr. Nora Elizabeth M. Maniquis, MBA CPA, the Vice President of Research, Extension, and Linkage, University of Univa Careers, Naga, Philippines. And the last one, Dr. Purwoko from Universitas Ahmad Dahlan. Since the COVID-19 pandemic, the domestic and the global economic sector have been affected. The impact of the pandemic was also felt in the micro, small and medium enterprise or MSME sector. Many of the MSME entrepreneurs have gone out of business because the demand of goods and services has dropped dramatically. According to pikiranrakyat.com, in the May 2020, based on the data from the Ministry of Cooperative of Republic Indonesia, there were 1,785 cooperative and 163,713 micro, small, and medium enterprise were affected by the coronavirus pandemic. Before COVID-19, MSME contribute greatly to the national economy. 80% of Indonesia's economy is supported by domestic consumption. In terms of the employment, MSMEs are able to absorb more than 96% of the total 170 million workers in Indonesia. Association of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprise Indonesia, or APMINDO, in 2019 noted that the contribution of SMEs in the gross domestic product or GDP in Indonesia reached 95% or about 2,394.5 trillion rupiah. The government of Indonesia has made effort to help and recover those MSME and cooperative that affected by the pandemics. For example, by providing the government assistance programs such as cash transfer for MSME program and electricity tariff subsidies. Recently, the Minister of Finance, Sri Mulyani, explained that the State Revenues and Expenditure Budget, or APBN, would be used to support the micro, small and medium enterprise to be able to survive and rise stronger from the crisis because the pandemic. In addition to government assistance programs, support for MSMEs is through the state budget, which is included in the National Economic Recovery or PEN program budget. In the total PEN budget for the 2021, it's about 988.33 trillion rupiah. There is support for MSME and corporate financing worth about 187.7 trillion rupiah. It is expected that this assistance can restore economic condition, especially for MSME. In Indonesia, SMEs have contributed as well as the sizable portion of them is expansion the employment opportunities. MSME are also a safety net, especially for low-income people, to carry out productive economic activities. In addition, MSME are the types of the business that have an important role in increasing the GDP of a country, especially in Indonesia, in the face of the industrial age of Revolution Industry 4.0. Indonesian government also issues regulations that support SMEs. Law number 11 in year 2020, or also known as the Job Creation Law, has reformed the complicated and time-consuming to obtain the finance from the banks for the MSME. The Job Creation Law is expected to be able to create new jobs and provide convenience, protection, and empowerment of MSME and the cooperatives. Along with the development of information technology, especially the internet, SMEs and cooperatives should also be encouraged to take advantage of the digital business process and e-commerce. Many of the SMEs products have been sold on the digital platform. they need coaching and protection against the risks that exist in the digital platform. Therefore, the government not only encourage the SMEs and cooperatives to take advantage of the digital platform, but also provides protection and guidance to them. With the support of IT and the government, especially regulation in all sectors that are friendly to the MSME and cooperative, it is expected that in MSME will survive during the COVID-19. The pandemic that forced the digitization of the business process in all sectors has opened our eyes that the business players, both large and MSME, seems to be equal in the use of the information technology. We can see that the new innovation continue to emerge, including among the MSME and the cooperatives. To end these remarks, we congratulate to the School of Management and Graduate School of Management, Faculty of Economics and Business, Universitas Ahmad Dahlan, that hosting this seminar. I hope this seminar will end up with the very fruitful results. Thank you. Stay healthy. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Thank you very much for the keynote speech delivered by the head of Higher Education Services Office, Region 5, Special Region of Yogyakarta, Professor Dr. Didi Akhyari. Thank you very much. Ladies and gentlemen, that's the end of the opening ceremony of this international webinar on best practices for supporting business in Asia countries with the topic Adaptability Strategies of Micro, Small, Medium Enterprises during the COVID-19 in Asia countries. I do hope you may join this conference and enjoy and also get the enlightenment from the experts and the invited speakers. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, congratulations for the School of Management and Graduate School of Management, Faculty of Economics and Business, Universitas Ahmad Dahlan, Yogyakarta, and I do hope this webinar will give you fruitful insights and knowledge and also sharing and experiences. Ladies and gentlemen, that's once again the end of our seminar today, the end of our opening ceremony today. And after this, there will be little entertainment from the committee. And after that, we are going to continue to the main agenda. It is presentation and also discussion will be moderated by Dr. Emma Nurmaya. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I am Muhammad Ali, the MC of this opening ceremony. Once again, see you next time, and please enjoy this entertainment and stay tuned, and we meet again to the main agenda. It is discussion and presentation. Once again, will be moderated by Ibu Dr. Emma Nurmaya.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ali, for the time for me. Okay, hello dear participants, ladies and gentlemen, wherever you are, in India, in Hungary, in Malaysia, Philippines, Brunei, Yemen, Indonesia, wherever you are. Also, our honorable speakers, dean and staff, university partner representative. Greeting for you all. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Okay, how are you today? Hopefully that we are all doing great today, and welcome to this webinars. Let me introduce myself. Hello, my name is Dr. Emma. I will be moderate this webinar sessions. So let's make this webinar be enjoying a webinar, happy, not really, just make it relax, okay? First of all, I would like to, first, let us giving acknowledgement to Dr. Muklas MT, Director of University Ahmad Dahlan, Dr. Salamatun Asadia, the Dean of Economic and Business Faculty, Dr. Aftani Sutanto, the Head of Graduate School of Management, Madam Diah Fitriani, the Head of School of Management, University Ahmad Dahlan, and Dr. Rakel Setiawan, the Chief of this webinars. And all of the committee members, thank you very much because of your authority and also your support. This webinar is possible. Okay. Also, not forget, thank you very much for FMI, Indonesian Management Forum Management Indonesia, also ISEI, for supporting this webinar. Okay. Next, I would like to inform you about certain issue in this webinars. See, for your information, this webinar hit around 2,800 registered participants. Wow, very big number, right? But for your information, we just only have 4 Zoom room. The total capacity around 1,500 capacity, total capacity. So the rest of you, by hook or crook, have to join with through the YouTube stream channel. So we are very apologize about this issue. Okay. Another issue is about certificates. The certificate of this webinar only will present to the participant who really show up, who really attend this webinar. That's why make sure that you fill the attendance links. Yeah, you fill the attendance links with the proper names and proper email, so we can save your certificate safely. Okay, the link will be shared during this webinar, and I will inform you later when this link share. The share will through the WhatsApp chatting, and then Telegram chatting, and also in YouTube's channel, and then also in Zoom. Okay. Next, I want to give a brief rule about the webinar. Actually, you can read in the WhatsApp group also, in the Telegram also, but I will put a little bit about the rule of these webinars. As we know that we have 4 distinguished speakers. Yeah? Each speaker will present their sharing. It's around 50 minutes. So we need totally 1 hours. Yeah. Each speaker will take turns to present their sharing, and then after that we are entering the question and answer session. And then how the way you raise your question, please write down your question by put your name and also put your nationality if possible. So from there we are going to put several questions. Okay, you just write down in a Zoom wall, and then maybe in YouTube wall, some kind. Okay. Next, without further ado, that as the title of our, the topic of our webinar is about adaptability strategies for micro, small, medium enterprise. Yeah, adaptability strategies of micro, small, medium enterprise during COVID-19. Yeah, in Asia countries. As we know that the serious impact of the COVID virus require government to make policy, whether it is a social policy or economic policy, social policies such as social distancing, what we call, and then travel restriction, and then in Indonesia we call it as a PSBB, large scale social restriction. And then in economic policies such as there is a credit restructuring, and then the citizens grant, etc. All these policy, of course, will affect to every company, every enterprise, including MSME. So here we are going to listen from our distinguished speaker, how this policy impact our MSME in their country, and how should MSME sustain, how MSME make a strategy to sustain their business. So let's welcome to the first speaker. Okay, she is a lady holding a doctorate qualification in marketing. She is an assistant professor in School of Management Studies in Satyabama University, Chennai, India. Her research interest in marketing, especially in consumer behaviors. He already published several journal articles in significant publisher. She is a motivator, currently supervised MBA and also doctorate student, and among of them working in MSME. So let us delighted to make her the charming, the full of spirits. Please welcome Dr. Kalai Laxmi. It's your doctor. Welcome.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Doctor, for
a wonderful explanation.
Doctor, sorry, for early reminding, your time is about next 15 minutes.
10 minutes only.
Oh, no, 15, not 5, 15 minutes.
15 minutes, okay.
Okay,
thank you,
you can extend maybe just 30 seconds.
I will be slow, and I will also take only 15 minutes of your time. So first of all, I would like to thank the management of University of Ahmedabad
Okay. Hello, doctor. Dr. Kalalaxmi. Hello, doctor. We cannot hear you. Hello.
Hello, hello.
Okay, we cannot.
Madam,
just now we cannot hear
you. Can you hear me now?
Yes, now we are hear you. Just now
Sorry. So,
okay.
Good morning to one and all present here. First of all, I would like to thank all the dignitaries on the dais who have initiated this program, this webinar, this international webinar. And I also would like to thank management of University of Ahmedabad, and especially the School of Management Studies and the School of Economics, and the initiators of the program in making this program a very successful program. So with this, I would like to start my presentation. So my presentation is on measures taken by Act 2006. So as per this Act, there are two classes of MSMEs. One is manufacturing and another one is service enterprises. And majority of the enterprises are engaged in production, manufacturing, processing, preservation of goods and commodities, and also related to service industries. So in India, MSME contributes nearly 30% of the total GDP. Okay. So in which 45% of manufacturing output and approximately 40% of the country's export. So it won't be wrong to tell that MSMEs are backbone of our country. Now, the latest amendments after COVID-19, as on 31/12/2020, the total number of enterprises are 5,37,677 registered under manufacturing and 8,65,058 enterprises registered under service sector. So it is pride to tell that India's micro, small and medium enterprises base is the largest in the world after China. So what are the salient features of MSMEs? In our country, as I told, they are the backbone of our country. It provides employment to the people belonging to the weaker sections of the society in rural areas. It creates employment opportunities and employs 120 million people in our country, which is again the second largest source of employment after agriculture. It contributes about more than 30% of the GDP, as I told, in which 6.11 of GDP comes from manufacturing and 24.63 of the GDP comes from service activities. And on the whole, 45% of the overall exports, which is done by our country. So supported by financial, it also supports financial inclusion, because majority of India is rural, people are there, where the technology is slowly creeping inside after these last few years. So financial inclusion by creating more opportunities for using banking services and products. And not the least, and not the last, but the least and the highest, promotes innovation by providing an opportunity to budding entrepreneurs to help them build creative products. So these are the special things which Indian MSMEs supports us. So this is a small explanation of our MSME. Sector-wise, if you see 18.5, the MSMEs have increased by CAGR of 18.5% from 2019 to 20. And there have been enormous government initiatives launched to encourage the young women and men, and also the people from various castes to take up business activities. So this promotes equity in our country. Then statutory bodies. The MSME ministry has 5 statutory bodies, that is KVIC, Choir Board, NSIC, NIMSME and MGIRI. These bodies are responsible for aiding MSMEs with respect to government schemes and policies. Then third, what are the government schemes? If you see, Government invests significantly to help MSMEs establish their business. The schemes related to credit infrastructure, building skill development, technology extra are designed to encourage MSMEs. And the policy support, if you see, the government has released a number of policies for MSMEs, and such as the latest one is the online registration forms, applies with a data bank system, mobile apps they have come out with. These updated schemes have really nurtured, and they are nurturing the budding MSMEs in our country. So apart from this, the major step which our government has taken is they have redefined MSMEs during this COVID. So there was an amendment passed in 2018. By 2020, they have come out with a scheme Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. That is also called Self-Reliant Indian Scheme, which is totally concentrating on the development of the economy as a whole, has got a hell lot of schemes to develop MSMEs. And in that, the first one is they have redefined the definition of MSMEs just to break the low threshold limit which was initially given, and now the threshold limit they have increased for all the three types of enterprises. So the first one is they have redefined the definition, given the new definition, then they have increased the investment limit in all the three enterprises. They have introduced new criteria for turnover for all the three types of enterprises. Then they have eliminated the difference between manufacturing sector and service sector. So initially there were two different manufacturing and service sector. Limits were different, investments were different. Now it is being equalized and amendments to the law. So I have concentrated on the guidelines which has been implied in Atmanirbhar 2020. So MSME can be categorized business with investment up to 1 crore and turnover up to 5 crore is called micro enterprise. Business investment up to 10 crore and turnover up to 50 crore in Indian rupees is known as small enterprise. All the threshold limits has been improved, and business with investment up to 10 to 20 crore and turnover up to 100 crore will be classified as medium-sized business. So this I have put it in a chart so that it is very easy to understand. So initially, micro, small, medium was divided into manufacturing enterprise and service enterprise. That is the amendment of Act of 2006. Now it has been redefined after the bill passed in 2018. So manufacturing enterprise and service enterprise have been combined together. So the investment is less than 1 crore and turnover of 5 lakhs. So I'll go to the next slide where I have put the same into US dollars so that it will be easy for understanding. So there is a difference here. Just to show the difference, I've put this slide. So the manufacturing and service enterprises were two different, and now it has been combined. Now if you see the micro enterprises after this 2020 Act, there's amendment, 2019 amendment, as per 2020 rules, it is 5 crores, that is 0.6 billion turnover and 0.6 billion turnover, it is same, okay, and the investment is 0.03 million. If you see small scale industries, it has been again, the limits are same, 6.8 million, and the US dollars 0.6 million is the investment. In the medium scale, 250 crores, that is 34 million is the threshold limit improved, and if you see here, the investment is 1.4 million. So these are the major changes which they have been asking quite for a long period of time, have been amended during this COVID-19. Okay, now reform measures, the special reform measures which were undertaken, where these are the highlights there, and I will be discussing only these 5 points. Hope I not take more time. So rupees 3 lakh crore worth of collateral-free automatic loans have been given, have been sanctioned to the MSMEs. Rupees 20,000 crore worth of subordinate debts for MSMEs have been sanctioned. Rupees 50,000 crore worth of equity infusion through MSME fund of funds scheme has been introduced. Global tenders have been capped and disallowed to foreigners and investment, and these tenders have been given to only Indians, and the tender limit is less than 200 crores. Rupees 45,000 crore partial credit guarantee scheme under 2.0 for NBFCs have been introduced. EPF contribution for the employees also, they have come out with a scheme, those who are working with the MSMEs and generally in general with for the employees. So EPF contribution reduced for business and workers for 3 months, rupees 6,750 crores liquidity support has been given indirectly. So starting with the rupees 50,000 crore equity infusion for MSMEs through funds of funds. So the fund will benefit over 25 lakh MSMEs under stress. The fund is expected to encourage MSME list on the main board of stock exchanges with the equity infusion. MSME were facing severe storage shortage of equity. So these funds of funds with corpus of 10,000 crore were set up to support stressed MSMEs. So fund of fund will be operated with through two different channels. There is mother friend fund, that is government will be giving 20% and few daughter funds. That is electronic development fund, which was introduced by IT Department of India, and 80% of funding will be done in the form of related technological development for the MSMEs. So fund structure will help leverage of 50,000 crores of funds at daughter funds level. It will also help to expand the MSME size, and the capacity of the MSME will also expand. So it will encourage MSME to get listed on main board of stock exchanges. So that's the idea behind this particular scheme. So global tender to be disallowed up to 200 crores. So Indian MSMEs and other companies have often faced competition from foreign companies. That means all the major tenders, the global tenders, the government tenders were given to foreign countries if they are performing well. So after this 2020 scheme, global tenders will be disallowed and the government procurement tenders will be up to 200 crores. That means the government will support the MSMEs and they will be taking up the government, the MSMEs, Indian MSMEs will be taking up these tenders. The necessary amendments of general financial rules will be effected, and this will be a step towards Reliant India, which is also known as Atmanirbhar Bharat. The scheme is Make in India scheme and supporting Make in India scheme. This will also help MSMEs to increase their business. Then is rupees 45,000 crore partial credit guarantee scheme. So NBFC, HFC, MFI are finding it difficult to raise money in debt market. So government will launch 30,000 crore special liquidity scheme. Under this scheme, investment will be made both to primary and secondary market transactions in investment grade debt paper of NBFC, HFC and MFI. So we'll supplement RBI government measures to augment liquidity also. So securities will be fully guaranteed by the government of India. This will provide liquidity support to all the NBFCs, HFCs, MFICs and mutual funds and create confidence in the market. Now, rupees 2,500 crore EPF support for business and workers. So business continue to face financial crisis as they get back to work. This has been a major problem in this COVID situation. So according to this Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan package, which is the Hindi word, PMGKP, claiming of 12% of employer and 12% of employee contributions were made into EPF accounts of eligible establishments. This was provided earlier for salary months of March, April and May 20. This support was extended for 3 months, and this support was designed to provide liquidity relief for 2,500 crores to 3.67 establishments, and for 72.22 lakh employees were benefited.
Excuse me,
EPF
Doctor.
contribution reduced. Time is not there?
No, yes, but we still wait for you around 3 minutes more.
Okay, I'll be fast. So EPF contribution that is reduced for business and workers for 3 months, and business needs support to ramp up production over the next quarter, and it is necessary to provide more take-home salary to employees and also give relief to employers in payment of provident fund dues. Therefore, statutory PF contribution for both employer and employee will be reduced to 10%. So this scheme will be applicable for workers who are not eligible for 24% EPF. support under PF. So already who are not getting the support under PF will be getting this benefit under this PKF scheme. Okay, so this will provide relief up to 6.5 lakh establishments covered under EPFO and above 4.3 crore employees. So this will also provide liquidity of rupees 6,750 crores to the employees over 3 months. Then is other interventions. There are some other few different interventions are e-market linkage for MSMEs to be promoted, and fintech, finance and technology, advanced services use, online services and technological services, enhanced transaction-based lending using the data generated by the e-marketplace. And government has been continuously monitoring settlement of dues to MSME vendors from government and central public sector undertakings. Then MSME receivables from government entities to be released in 45 days. So this is what is the gem of MSMEs. Government e-marketplace that they have launched recently. So GEM is the short form of one-stop government e-market. That's one of the best things government has done, hosted by the DGST, where common users of goods and services can be procured. So MSMEs are being encouraged to market their product on the e-commerce, because initially they didn't have a common platform. There was a very big question for them how they can actually market their product. So especially through government e-marketplace owned and run by the government, ministries and PSUs source their procurement. The platform has recorded a transaction of 55,048 crore, that is $7.5 billion until September 2020. It has the advantage of rich listing of products for individual categories, search and compare selected by facility, buying goods and services online when required, transparent of ease of buying, continuous vendor rating system, user-friendly dashboard for buying and monitoring supply payments, easy return policy. So these are the advantages it is given by this e-marketplace. So it actually encourages customers to use this e-markets. And the last slide, there are tax changes for startups. This is also done. Startups are allowed to get full tax waiver on profits for any 3 consecutive years out of their first 7 years, if they are incorporated between April 1, 2016 to March 1, 2021. So this limit has been expanded and their turnover does not exceed 25 crore. This waiver has been extended to startup for any 3 years out of their first 10 years. In addition, the turnover threshold has also been increased from 25 crore to 100. So this is what has been done by the government. So if you see all the 5 schemes, so this is the scheme actually. These are the major reforms which has been taken. So automatic loans for 3 lakh crores has been given. 20,000 crores worth of subordinate debts for MSMEs. 50,000 crore worth of equity infusion through MSMEs. Global tenders have been capped to disallow up to 200 crores of business. Rupees 45,000 crore partial credit guarantee scheme is given. EPF contribution is reduced for both business and workers. So this is what is the steps taken by the government, and I have done a small research on what my government has done during the COVID-19 situation, and these are the major steps they have taken, and major of the MSMEs have developed. They have taken, few of the surveys have been taken, and these all the 5 measures have been really successful. And in future, I will be also with the next presentation, I'll be able to tell the real impact of the 5 different types of policy decisions taken by the government of India. Thank you so much for the opportunity given. I once again thank our moderator, Dr. Ima, and Dr. Ray Setwan, who has been the initiator in bringing up this me to this particular program. And I am also thankful to the University of Ahmedabad for giving me such a wonderful opportunity. Thank you so much.
Okay, welcome. Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Kale Laxmi, for your valuable presentations. She already...
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes. Dr. Kale...
Ma'am, I was able to finish on time.
Pardon?
Yeah, I completed on time, isn't it? No problem.
Okay. Okay, thank you very much for your valuable sharing. As we know that Dr. Kale already shared to us about how the Indian government take policy, give the policy. She explained us about the policy of the Indian governments, yeah, regarding to the MSME in during the COVID-19. Okay. Such of the policies such as redefines based on the annual turnover and about the changing tax and etc. Okay, thank you very much, Doctor. Dear participant, if you have a question, please write down in the Zoom, also in the YouTube channel. So write your names, also your question, address to whom, and then also it's possible your nationality. Okay. Next, that's our second distinguished speakers. Who is he? Okay. He is considered young man, yeah, holding doctorate qualification in technology management from University Tun Hussein on Malaysia. Currently, he is a senior lecturer of the Business Management Department of University Teknologi Mara, Perak, Malaysia. His among research interests in tourism economics, entrepreneurs, food safety. He has a lot of significant publication. One of his publications is about forecasting demand in small medium enterprise inventory. Please welcome the young and the energetic person. Please welcome Dr. Umar Samsul bin Rakiman. Please welcome, Doctor. Hello, Doctor. Dr. Umar. Hello, Dr. Umar. Doctor, please turn on your video, please. Excuse me. Yes, Doctor. Dr. Umar. Chief Raka, can... Hello, Dr. Umar Samsul bin Rakiman. We are waiting for your amazing presentations. Please come on, doctors. Are you there? Okay, dear participant, while we waiting for him, I remember you that I will give you information that the Zoom room already full, so sorry that the rest of you please join using the YouTube channel. Okay? Okay. Hello, Dr. Umar. Okay? Okay. Okay, dear participant, because I think that there is a little bit problem with the technical problem, so I think it's maybe I will contact Dr. Purwaka or Dr. Elizabeth. Are you there, Dr. Elizabeth? Dr. Elizabeth? Okay, Dr. Purwaka, are you there now? Hello? Dr. Purwaka, are you there?
There.
Hello? Okay, just a minute. Hang on. I will introduce you to the participant. Wait a minute. Hello, dear participants. The coming speaker is really special. He is a man holding PhD qualification from University Islam Indonesia, yeah, in marketing. in marketing. He is a lecturer in Graduate School of Management, University Ahmad Dahlan. He is a practitioner, also a director of 5 MSME. He also written extensively about the MSME in the mass media. I think it's more than 50 articles there. And then also he already published several articles in significant journal. So he is very energetic and full of idea. So welcome, please welcome Dr. Purwoko. Time is yours.
Okay.
Doctor, from 50 minutes, yeah? Or okay, just take 20 minutes maybe.
Okay. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Waalaikumsalam warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Dear ladies and gentlemen, dear Chancellor of UAD Yogyakarta, Mr. Dr. Muklas MT, dear Ibu Dekan, Fakultas Ekonomi, Dr. Diah, dear all the speakers at this international webinar, my friend from Malaysia, Dr. Samsul, my friend from India, Dr. Laksmi, and my friend from Philippines, Dr. Nora. Thank you to the moderator who gave me time to present and explain my paper at this international webinar today. I'm Purwoko. I'm from the Master of Management at UAD Yogyakarta. This time I will explain the paper with the theme Micro, Small, Medium Enterprise Strategies to Survive and Grow during COVID-19 pandemic. This time, in this presentation, I will start by explaining the different impact between pandemic and crisis in Indonesia. The COVID-19 pandemic in Indonesia, more cruel than monetary crisis, 1998 and economic crisis 2008. That time, micro, small, medium enterprise waits to save Indonesian economic. When economic sector all collapse, micro, small, medium enterprise stand one. Micro, small, medium enterprise exist always. The difference with during pandemic, the most feel impact of the COVID-19 pandemic is most sector of economic collapse: culinary, tourism, public transportation, retail, agro-industry, including micro, small, medium enterprise. This difference is very clear. During the crisis, micro, small, medium enterprise were the savior of the economic. But during the pandemic, micro, small, medium enterprise were also destroyed. But there are still some micro, small, medium enterprise that have survived and even grown during the COVID-19 pandemic. Later, I will explain how micro, small, medium enterprise in the microfinance sector, the saving and loan cooperative KSP Pangestu can survive and actually record better work result than the previous year. There are several things that Indonesian people have done to deal with COVID-19 pandemic. Among others, lockdown, social distancing, physical distancing, isolation, quarantine, work from home, stay at home, etc. Next, during the COVID-19 pandemic, the situation was abnormal or emergency. In situations that are not normal, micro, small, medium enterprise must adapt to change in the role of human life and the environment. The term new normal became a trending topic at the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic. Micro, small, medium enterprise must also follow the new normal. So, in a COVID-19 pandemic situation, fast and accurate action is needed before businesses close. Moreover, there are micro, small, medium enterprise very easy to change in the national and global economy. Next, so the bad condition caused by the COVID-19 pandemic cannot be overcome in normative ways like normal condition. Innovation, creative, and fast action is needed. In COVID-19 pandemic, for micro, small, medium enterprise, there are two questions that must be answered. The first, how to maintain a business micro, small, medium enterprise. Number two, how to survive and grow a business micro, small, medium enterprise. Next. Before I explain about strategy survive and grow of cooperative and micro, small, medium enterprise, I will convey condition cooperative and micro, small, medium enterprise in Indonesia during the COVID-19 pandemic. Indonesia has 61.2 million micro, small, medium enterprise and 132,000 cooperative. Cooperative and micro, small, medium enterprise can labor absorb 98.7% from all labor in Indonesia. The Minister of Cooperative and Micro, Small, Medium Enterprise say that 90% of micro, small, medium enterprise and cooperatives were affected by the COVID-19 pandemic. There are closed business, reduced sales turnover, reduced raw material supply, slow and stop distribution, etc. But there are still several cooperative and micro, small, medium enterprise that have survived and grown during the COVID-19 pandemic. For example, KSP Pangestu, which actually posted a bigger profit than 2019. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, next I will take a case in KSP Pangestu, a place where I am part of it. There are several strategies carried out by KSP Pangestu in dealing with the COVID-19 pandemic. And the case in KSP Pangestu can be used as an example of how to manage, how to maintain and even grow a micro, small, middle enterprise business. Now, I saw a portfolio of KSP Pangestu. There are 6 indicators to look at the performance of KSP Pangestu, namely loan balance, loan realization, non-performing loan, profit, labor, and member. I will compare the portfolio for 2019 before the pandemic and 2020 during the pandemic. If seen this table, only the loan realization with a decline in achievement loan realization. From realization loan, 74.8 billion became 67.1 billion. This is because many people or members have received assistance from the government, and also because no one has opened a new business. And then NPL item, the crisis and NPL is a good thing, meaning that the quality of the loan is better. Next. Now I will explain about the several policies which join KSP Pangestu during COVID-19 pandemic. Some management policies of KSP Pangestu are new policies for 3 months early from pandemic. Di awal-awal pandemi 3 bulan pertama, KSP Pangestu lowering the loan ceiling because the community is adjusting to the new normal in society. Masyarakat masih menyesuaikan dengan kondisi new normal, jadi kita turunkan plafonnya. Yang kedua, free late payment fee for installment. Number 3, change organizing internal management. After 3 months, all the program return to their original program. The loan ceiling is back to normal. Plafon pinjaman kita kembalikan kepada awal sebelum pandemi. The fee payment program for late fee continue. Pembebasan denda bagi yang terlambat bayar tetap dijalankan. There are social mission and cooperative business of KSP Pangestu. After 6 months, focus on growing the business. Business opportunities are wide open because many similar businesses are not longer serving the community. Bisnis sejenis banyak yang tidak bisa melangsungkan hidupnya. And many have even closed, banyak yang tutup because impact COVID-19 pandemic. Starting in 2021, evaluation of the work portfolio in 2020 and new management team. Formation of a new management team, a new section that was formed in 2021 is the Loan Risk Control Division. Jadi kami membentuk divisi pengendalian risiko pinjaman. Ini yang baru untuk mengendalikan karena COVID masih berjalan. Yang kedua, structuring the management team untuk penyegaran. So that there will be a refresher. Finish. Conclusion for micro, small, medium enterprise. Number 1, time management is essential in dealing with a pandemic or emergency situation. Time management is very, very important. The choice of strategy must be one that secure the business. Pilihan strategi harus yang mengamankan usaha. Capital utilization must pay attention to the principle of efficiency. Penggunaan modal harus memperhatikan prinsip-prinsip efisiensi. Okay, that is all I can say. I hope it will be useful and thank you for all. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Purmoko, your valuable sharing. So he talked about strategy of his company, KSP, how to they adaptable with this COVID-19, yeah, regarding to the government's social policy or an economic social policy. Okay, hello there. Is there Dr. Umar Samsul bin Rakiman there? Hello, doctor.
Yes, hello.
Oh, okay, doctor. Okay. Okay, dear participants, is it necessary to mention about him? I think no need, yeah? So, doctor, actually, we already informed the participants about your background. Is it necessary to repeat again so you can hear?
No, don't have to.
No need. Oh, okay.
Tak perlu Ibu, tak perlu.
Oh, okay. Dr. Umar, thank you very much for your time and effort to come here. We are very appreciate. Now, please present your sharing. It's about 15 minutes, but for you, I think that we can extend 1 or 2 minutes. Okay. Please, doctor, take your time, please.
A'udzubillahiminasyaitonirrajim. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. And a very good day to Madam Moderator, Dr. Emma.
Thank you.
Participants from all nations, presenters, my fellow speakers from India, Philippines, and of course Indonesia itself, and to the organizing committee from the Faculty of Economics and Business, Universitas Ahmad Dahlan Indonesia, Forum Management Indonesia, and Ikatan Sarjana Ekonomi Indonesia, and all people that is contributing towards this auspicious ceremony and international webinar. Thank you so much for this opportunity for me to present my opinion regarding the situation that we are facing right now. Okay, so the presentation that I want to make today, or before that, I am Dr. Umar Shamsul bin Rakiman. For those who do not know me yet, I am from Malaysia. To be specific, University Technology Mara, Malaysia. So my presentation entitled Adaptability Strategies of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises During the COVID-19 ... Back to Basic. So what I mean by back to basic? So, organizer, can you please show my slide?
Slide, please. Hello, technician,
hello?
can you show his PowerPoint?
Yeah, can you show the PowerPoint?
Hello?
Okay, there you go. So, next slide.
Next slide.
Yes. Okay, what is micro, small, and medium enterprise? So basically, around the globe, we have a very different definition of what is micro, small, and medium enterprise. But the basic is still the same, because we are referring to main factors, which is the sales turnover and number of employee. So I don't want to deal too much into that, since the basic is over the sales turnover and number of employee. So next slide.
Next slide. Next slide, please. Okay.
Next slide. Okay. The slide is not visible for me.
Doctor, is it possible for you to share by yourself? Is it possible to share your screen share?
Okay. Yes. Wait a moment.
He cannot read the slide.
Okay. Can you see my slide?
Yes, it's much clearer, doctor.
Okay, that's better.
Okay, it's better.
Okay, that makes me so enthusiastic to present right now. Okay, since it's more clear, we can see over there.
Doctor, sorry, we cannot see your slide right now. Please share again.
Cannot see the slide?
Yes, we cannot see right now.
Wait a moment. What happened?
Okay, cannot?
Okay. To continue.
Is paused.
Okay, try again. Miss Popik, I need your help to show his slide
Madam,
again.
it is visible actually for us.
Can you see the slide?
Yes, yes, can.
Yeah, I
yes,
can
sir.
see.
Just put the large for large monitor.
Lakshmi ma'am.
Yeah, large screen. I mean.
Okay.
Sir, you can share it again.
Can
Just share it again. Sometimes it gets stuck.
you see the slide right now?
Yeah, it is visible to me. On the other
doc-
side?
Yes, doctor,
please,
continue. Yes,
post.
it's okay.
It's okay.
Yes.
Okay, I can proceed. Okay, sorry for that, and I would like to apologize for the problems being caused by me. Sorry. Okay, so it is visible right now for all of you to see, and basically SME, we here in Malaysia we call it as SME. So it can be divided into two areas, which is manufacturing and services and other sectors. So what happened during the past 2 years, by the end of 2019, me myself, hello, can you hear my voice?
Yes, yes, clear, doctor.
Okay.
Only
Thank
the
you so
slide
much.
very small. Okay, but readable.
Okay. So by the end of 2019, people all around the world, I'm pretty sure that we have heard about some kind of virus is being spread in China. Little to our expectation that it will spread all over the world very quickly then. And then nearly all nations around the world had been shut down since that day. So what really happened, the virus is not really affecting only the health of the people, but also the health of the economy and the micro, small and medium enterprises all around the globe. So we have to cater with this problem, or else we will extinct not only because of the virus, but we will extinct because our economy will collapse if we continue like this and do not deal with the issue appropriately and strategically. Okay, from the slide, for those who cannot see, in Malaysia, same as Indonesia and India, the medium, small and micro businesses comprises of more than 90% of the businesses in the nation. So it is very wise to help this industry in order for us to sustain our economy. Okay, in the beginning in Malaysia, I will speak about the Malaysian situation first. So what happened, we have conducted a survey about the concern of the government and our nation about the survival of the SMEs. So the side effect in terms of salary payment, number of customers and rental payment is our main concern. So during the first stage of COVID-19 being hit throughout the world, so we prepare the solution in terms of finance or subsidies, and also tax reduction. But in my opinion, this kind of approach is not comprehensive enough for us to deal and adapt within this kind of situation, because we have never faced this scale of a pandemic around the globe. But before I deal further into this issue, I would like to share my personal story about my youth day. By the way, I'm not that young actually. So during my younger years, during semester breaks, I will babysit my nieces and nephews. Among the activities that we will do together is I will cook for them and then feed them. So what happened during that time, I will feed them on the first day, and then to my surprise, they were crying, and they were crying not like a very gentle cry, but they cried hysterically. Every time I feed them, they will cry. So it makes me ponder, maybe my cooking is that bad or whatever, I don't know. Being myself, I like to analyze, why do my nephews and nieces cry whenever I feed them? And then I dare myself and ask them, because at one point it got my nerve and asked them, hello, I'm feeding you. I'm not trying to kill you. I'm not giving you poisonous food. Why are you crying? And then one of them said to me and told me that you are giving us too much food for our small stomach. For example, I have a plate over here. I give a plate full of rice while they have a very small stomach. So from then on, I learned for myself that whenever we want to give a solution or anything to any other party, first we have to understand what do they need, so that we will give what they need, not what we think is appropriate for that. So I would like all of us to understand that concept first before we go deeper into this rabbit hole. Okay? Can you still hear me?
Yes, doctor, clearly.
Okay. Okay. So how that is about my nieces and nephews. So what about micro, small, and medium enterprises? How do we want to evaluate whether this industry is healthy enough to survive during this time? So I would like to go to the basic, same as my title, go to basic. So the basic that I want to refer to is the business model canvas. For those who do not know, business model canvas is a model for developing new businesses or documenting the existing one. It has 9 blocks that build a business. So basically, in order for a business to survive, they have to have these 9 blocks. And if these 9 blocks are healthy, that means the business can survive. If even one of the block is being affected, the whole business will suffer. So the business starts with the value proposition, which means the product or the services that we want to deliver to our customer, intended customer. So if the value of the product is right, so inshallah, the product will be successful and will generate profit. For example, okay, just to make you understand, right here, right now, I have 1, 2, and 3 bottles of water. All of this water, I can drink it if I am thirsty, right? But they put it into different kind of bottles so that they have a very different value proposition. For example, this is a mineral water, this is a tap water, and any other kind of water, even though it is just a plain water. So we have to look upon the value proposition. If your value proposition is problematic, which means you deliver something that is someone had been delivering, that means your product is not unique enough. So no wonder it won't attract any customer. So that is value proposition. From there, it will affect the activities to create the product, the partners that is involved in creating that product, and then the resources, where do we get that water, and then we have to think about how we want to engage the customer. Do we want to sell the water in the vending machine? Do we want to sell it in a bottle like this, or do we want to sell it in a box or whatever? So that is the part for customer segments and channels, and then we can create the product and then sell it, and finally we'll get profit. So what happened during normal times, normal situation, business can survive tremendously well, provided they are taking care of all of these 9 basic elements of a business model canvas. Okay, I hope you can still follow me. And then what happened? Suddenly, by the end of 2019, Covid-19 pandemic struck the whole wide world. So same as the name, Covid-19, it affects our health and it affects also the business itself. From the slide, as you can see, the business is going down. Why? Because all of the activities inside the business had been affected by a single virus. So I would like for all of us to think, in order to cater with this kind of pandemic, we cannot only have one solution. What I mean by that, okay? Costs and treatments, does it match or not? Based on the business model canvas, we have 9 basic elements of a good business, right? So if we have only one solution and it only caters a few sections, so does it mean the business can survive? No, because all 9 elements should be surviving with that solutions like this. Okay, so from the slide, those are the nation government initiatives to help businesses. As we can see on the right hand side, we can see that the support in terms of digitalization and e-commerce. So in terms of customer connection and how we send the item, we have catered that issue by providing some financial help in order to initiate the growth in that area, since we are still lacking behind in terms of digitalization, e-commerce and marketing through the online platform. Okay, that is good enough. What about the cost structure and revenues? As we can see earlier, that we have tax reduction, and then we have some loan that is being given in order to make sure that the business, even though they are not operating during the pandemic, they still can survive because we provide the money to them. But it is only helpful for a short-term range, because in the long run, finally, the business itself have to work. And that is where we have to look upon the value proposition and the activities that generate a value for the business itself. If we do not focus on these 2 main areas, I think we will collapse by, I don't know, maybe the next 5 years. So the helps in terms of money, yes, it helps too. But then again, we have to think about, because at the first place, the business being shut down because the border is being closed and the businesses is being instructed to stop operation. Why? Because the operation involves human interaction and it will spread the disease itself, right? So right now, I think we have to work very closely with the doctors, with the biologists, in order to really understand how the virus spread and how it interacts with human, so that we can transfer that knowledge into the operational side of a business, so that not only we have the money, but we have the mechanism of how to work and operate the business under this very restrictive situation. So we have to put more effort on that rather than just distributing the money mindlessly. So we have to focus on the development on how to create new policies so that we can operate even though the pandemic is still spreading, and still making sure that the business is still alive, and of course the human race is still alive and surviving no matter what happens. Even if the situation will recover, inshallah, I hope so, we all hope so, it is still helpful to conduct this kind of approach, so that if the next generation will face a greater pandemic, we already have the solution on how to operate, even though we have a greater pandemic, if you can follow me. Okay, so the cost and treatment. So the first side that we have to be concerned of is about the value proposition, which is the thing that we are delivering to the customer. So from the slide over there, there are 5 main sectors, the business sectors that we are concerning about. But due to the COVID-19, the most affected one is the services part. Why? Because in the service business, we have to have human interaction. For example, in the transportation business, still we have to have a driver. For example, if you open a salon and you still need a human to wash your hair. It doesn't work when you put your hair with a robot and suddenly you lose your hair and your head and you are not living anymore. So that doesn't work. So the main concern is how to deliver value differently for the services area. Okay, for example, you have a barber shop, you cut hair. so you can operate during that time. So I think we have to help that kind of services to think about what are the business activities that can replace their expertise in terms of washing hair. For example, maybe during normal situation, yes, they can do their business normally. But during pandemic, maybe they can shift and focus more on training people through the internet or through video, so that we can avoid human interaction during the pandemic, and we can reduce the number of diseases or infected people. So after the situation gets better, then we can allow them to work again in the service area. But in terms of manufacturing, construction, agriculture, and mining and quarrying, it's not really a concern because the value is still the same, because we still can sell our product to the customer, and we can still produce the product under certain circumstances by the help of machines itself. So that is not really a concern itself. So we move on about the cost and treatment for partners, activities, and resources. For example, if you want to produce, once again, I have an example. Right here, I have a bottle of a sunscreen. So a bottle of a sunscreen, we have a lot of ingredients in this. So maybe one ingredients we got from India, one ingredients got from France, and many other countries. And when the pandemic struck the world, some countries shut their border and do not allow any transaction to happen outside of the nation, but some countries still allow. So we have to deal with this on how we can initiate an agreement with the country that really shut down the nation, so that we still can get the raw material from those countries, even though the situation does not allow it. Or I think this is also a blessing for the pandemic to happen. Why? Because in my personal opinion, when we have this pandemic, we can see how fragile our internal economic system. Why? Because it is good that we interact with each other, but we can see the reliance of our economy with other economy, right? So I think during this time, maybe it is the best time for us to strengthen our internal value inside the nation itself. For example, we have to produce our own food, we have to produce our own raw materials. And when the situation allows us to interact back again, so we can sell what we have, not only by relying what people have, but we also have something to sell and offer to them. Not only them offer us the raw materials, we also have raw materials. For example, Indonesia, they are very well known for their herbs. So this is the best time for them to really develop their herbal industry, so that when the situation allows, so they can sell back their product and share it with the whole wide world. So in terms of operational part, so all businesses is being affected because due to the border closure and restricted movement. That's why we need some consultation with the experts in terms of business management, strategic management, and operational management, so that we can develop new operational procedures specifically for pandemic situation, so that we can reduce or minimize human interaction in order to minimize the spread of the disease itself. But then again, we can spread our product towards the world, even though we have less human contact, if you get what I mean. For example, we can implement blockchain technology. Blockchain technology actually, for those who yet to know, blockchain technology is in a simple word.
Excuse me, doctor. Already yes? 17, but please extend around 2 minutes more.
Okay, sorry. Okay, due to time restriction, so by blockchain technology, actually we are thoroughly documenting all of the resources of our materials, and at the same time, if anything would occur or infection happen, we can trace back where does the raw material or the product originate from, so that it is easier for us to control and contain the spread of the disease. And thank you so much. So the main lesson here that we have to really focus on what we need rather than what we think is good for them. And the emphasis is more towards the value and the operational side, since we have some money left. So better we have to develop on that side. Thank you so much, and sorry for all of the problems that has been caused. I love you all, and God bless us.
Okay, never mind, doctor. Never mind. Okay, doctor, thank you very much for your sharing. It's really, really interesting. I think that you see this problem from your background about technology management. So you offer, yes, you analyze using the technology with your idea how to face the COVID. I mean that how MSME should what they call should back to the basic thing, and then your message is about it's better that if we give something, not or something that's good, but we have to adjust with their need, right? Something like that. Okay, thank you very much, doctor, for your valuable sharings. So, okay, just stay tuned there because we are going to go to the next presenter. Okay. Dear participants, now it's time for us to come to the fourth presenters. Who is he? Who is he? Who is he? Okay. He is a pretty lady. He has a decent education. Just a minute. Hello, Dr. Elizabeth. Are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, just wait a minute, doctor. I will introduce you to the participant. Okay. She's a pretty lady, has a decent education, and then she is holding doctorate qualification in behavioral management from the University Nueva Cáceres, Naga, Philippines. Sorry for wrong pronoun, doctor. Okay. She is an active official in various professional organizations. Among of them is president of the Philippine Institute of Certificate Accountants. And currently, her post is Vice President for Research, Extension and Linkage, University of Nueva Cáceres, Naga, Filipina. Okay? I mean that now it's time for us to delight to meet her, the pretty lady with a lot of activity in higher education. Please welcome Dr. Nora Elizabeth F. Maniquez. Is that correct, doctor?
Maniquez.
Maniquez, yes. Dr. Nora Elizabeth F. Maniquez. Please welcome, doctor. The next 15 minutes is yours.
Okay, can I share my screen, please?
Yes.
May I know if you can see my screen already?
Not yet, doctor.
Oh, for a while.
Okay, doctor, we already got it.
Okay, so you can see it already?
Yes, already.
Yeah.
Clearly, doctor. Very clear.
Okay.
Are there your students there? In this screen? Yes, doctor. Hello, doctor. We cannot hear your voice.
Yeah, I'm not talking yet. I'm trying to look for the
okay, doctor.
For the page that will enlarge my screen. Okay, never mind. I'll just show it as is. Can you see it?
Very small,
Hello?
doctor. Is it possible to give us the full screen? Possible?
Wait.
Excuse me, can the participants see clearly?
How about that one? Is the screen large already? Is it in full view?
Not yet, doctor. Not yet. It's the same problem with just now, Dr. Umul.
Yeah. Probably it's the internet connection. It's slow. In my screen, it's already enlarged.
Okay, doctor, please continue. It's still readable, I think.
Okay, so can I start now? I practiced my message a while ago, and it will take me 20 minutes, but I will try my best to talk fast. Okay, so good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon first to Dr. Muklas, Dr. Didi Akhari, distinguished guests, my co-speakers, faculty of Ahmad Dahlan University and other universities and institutions all over the world, friends, of course, our Master of Ceremonies, Dr. Emma, and Dean of the Faculty of Economics, Dr. Salamatun Asakdia. And ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. First of all, I would like to thank Ahmad Dahlan University for giving me the opportunity to be one of the resource speakers in this international webinar. It is a great honor and privilege, and I am truly grateful to be sharing with you additional knowledge and some insights provided by experts through my literature review on our theme, Adaptability Strategies of MSMEs in Asian Countries during COVID-19. Allow me to first introduce the university where I am working with, and then later the city where I come from. In this slide, you will see we are in the entrance gate of our university, a partner of Universitas Ahmad Dahlan. Those are photos of some of our students who were able to go to UNC on a face-to-face physical learning setting. But nowadays, we are already doing remote learning, and both teachers and students are not yet allowed to do face-to-face classroom interaction inside the university. It's a work-from-home situation for all of us, including those who are doing administrative and other office work. We only have a skeletal force who go to UNC on scheduled days and sheets. These are some photos of our university campus. It is a 7-hectare campus, and those are our buildings housing several programs that we offer. So that's our administration building. This is a map showing the Bicol region where our school is located. It's in the southernmost part of Luzon, the biggest island in the Philippines. Here I am showing to what group of companies the University of Nueva Cáceres belongs. We first had an opportunity to be a member of the Ayala Group of Companies, a large conglomerate of corporations in the Philippines. And then this merged with another large group of companies, which is the Yuchenko Group. And now we are partners with the biggest engineering school in the Philippines, which is Mapua University. So that's our holding company. And these are images of the pillars of the three institutions that merged, where University of Nueva Cáceres now belongs. We are offering 12 academic programs. And these are the programs that we are offering in the university. Our brand promise is to ensure that everyone makes it so that they will be makatapos, magkatrabaho, magkatagumpay. Makatapos means for them to be able to finish their degree. Magkatrabaho is for them to be able to find employability. Magtagumpay is to be successful so that they will find their purpose in life. These are some photos of Naga City, where UNC is located. Naga City, in the early Spanish times, used to be called Ciudad de Nueva Cáceres, or City of New Cáceres. Cáceres is a city that is found in Spain, and Naga City was named after that city in Spain. Hence, when our university was founded in 1948, it was named after that city. Naga is the Bicol region's trade, business, religious, cultural, industrial, commercial, medical, educational, and financial center. Naga is known as the Queen City of Bicol and as the heart of Bicol due to its central location on the Bicol Peninsula. Going now to our main topic on adaptability strategies of MSMEs in Asian countries during COVID-19, let me start off with some situational and statistics. Asian Development Bank senior economist Shigehiro Shinozaki has cited certain views about COVID-19 impact on MSMEs and the post-crisis action 6 months after the outbreak. In his presentation during a webinar conducted by the Asian Development Bank, he expressed that Asian economies have moved to the recovery stage, but MSMEs continue to face sharp drop in demand and revenue. Employment returns to normal, but wage cut remains. Work from home has gradually spread. MSMEs overcame serious low cash condition, but working capital shortage in 3 to 6 months has risen. Loan repayments and tax payments remain top concerns for MSMEs. Governments need to elaborate phased approach and differentiated policy measures by term size and sector. A prolonged pandemic requires governments to consider optimal approach, neither impeding national revenues or increasing budgetary burden in the post-COVID-19. In the Philippines, from January 3, 2020 to March 16, 2021, there have been 626,893 confirmed cases of COVID-19, with 12,837 deaths reported to the World Health Organization. As of March 13, 2021, a total of 125,066 vaccine doses have been administered. This also shows statistics of cumulative COVID-19 cases in the Bicol region, which Naga City is a part of, particularly in the province of Camarines Sur. These cases brought about certain restrictions in travel, which caused a rippling negative impact on business continuity and sustainability, as well as on other activities that we used to do prior to the onset of the pandemic. According to the Philippine Business Inquirer, tourism sites have been allowed to open. However, a year after the pandemic, a lockdown was first declared in the Philippines. Many are already wanting to travel. And so, but lately, because of the rise in the cases of COVID-19, because of the new variants, by March 16, 2021, the government again imposed new travel restrictions for foreigners and non-overseas Filipino workers returning Filipinos. This means that there is an earlier lifting of restrictions under foreign travel, and this will no longer apply. The laxity in the allowing of travelers to come inside the Philippines will no longer apply. And then, as reported by the Philippine Department of Trade and Industry, there are currently 1.5 million businesses registered, 99.6% of which are MSMEs. Around 90,000 or around 6% of the 1.5 million MSMEs remain closed as the coronavirus pandemic continues to cause chaos on the economy. At the start of the pandemic, this was 38%, and then the number was reduced to 11%, and now it is at 6%, but that is still a big number because the ideal situation is that it should be zero. Let me now share some of the literature that I have reviewed pertaining to MSMEs adaptation through the COVID-19 pandemic. There have been several ways and suggestions by business experts on how MSMEs could adapt. I am going to cite several ways that have been applied by MSMEs in Naga City to adapt to COVID-19. A very important one is that of engaging in digital trade. Colvin and Gail have shared that entrepreneurs are going online. With many storefronts and offices around the world shattered by COVID-19 because they cannot buy physically from the store, small business owners are adopting new digital strategies and tools to keep their businesses alive. Likewise, online market spaces are being used now more than geographical spaces. Economic shutdowns have exponentially increased the need for online marketing, communication, and team building. Small businesses are using digital tools to update the public about changes in business. Some companies, especially private schools like the UNC, are now concentrating on website improvements, digital marketing, and connecting with customers through regular social media posts. Small businesses are also using digital channels and strategies to stay connected to their own employees. So they are using several platforms like Microsoft Teams, working remotely, Zoom or Google Meet for team meetings, webinars, and online classes, group chats for work huddles and conversations. Businesses can also make use of various Google tools to help them through COVID-19, such as the following. Claim or update your business profile for free through the business profile of Google. Create or optimize your own website, and then run your business remotely, adjust your advertising, list your products on Google for free. So all of these can be found as tools in Google. Special features writer Adrian Conoza has summarized very helpful insights in order to help MSMEs adjust to COVID-19. First, businesses should get out of a shocked state of mind and accept the reality. You cannot hide from reality. If you hide from reality, you will lose everything, he said. This is the time where you assess already and innovate your product. He added that the mentality of the startup will serve as their weapon in fighting the effects of the crisis, since every business has started small and so have been accustomed to this kind of mentality. Businesses should get out of the mentality of being stuck in the status quo and should pick up from their strengths and start looking at what they're going to do next. Collaboration with stakeholders and cooperation within the value chain are also vital actions to take. The crisis is a powerful time to build and maintain connections with people. Early concepts can also be revisited, such as drive-through groceries, similar to the convenience concept where goods and services are brought to the doorstep of consumers. The crisis has impacted MSMEs in terms of unemployment because of the lack of cash flow, and some of the employees have been laid off and hence labor cost was cut. Therefore, MSMEs should start minimizing their inventory, accounts receivable, and accounts payable. And then they may need to also outsource some functions and turn them over to consultants who can run them for them because they don't need them on a day-to-day basis for the business. So again, digital transformation will play a vital role, as I have cited earlier. And then there are also suggestions for accepting the new reality caused by the crisis, assess damages and funds to bounce back, negotiate to banks for restructuring of loans, landlords for lowering rents, employees for salaries, replan and innovate, and pray for guidance and protection. The prime responsibility of corporates is to ensure the implementation of basic emergency measures, as described by the WHO or the country's health authority, as emphasized by Muhammad Yasir Fayaz, April 17, 2020. The following risks are also vital to be assessed. Firstly, the readiness of all components of infrastructure should be assessed to support the higher load of remote working employees. Data security is always critical whether users are residing in the office space or remotely. With the growth of pandemic, cyber risks and threats are also on the rise, and organizations are being targeted, so protection of IT assets is necessary. Employees are the key stakeholders. They cannot be left on their own discretion. And then, of course, plans have to be established to ensure business operations and based on all scenarios that countermeasures so that business operations will run smoothly. These are some of the government support provided by the Philippine government to MSMEs. They provided a memo wherein 30 days grace period for commercial grants falling due upon MSMEs that have temporarily ceased operations without incurring interest, penalties, fees, and other charges. The Small Business Corporation has also set up a 1 billion enterprise rehabilitation financing facility so that the MSMEs may borrow as much as 200,000 while small enterprises may borrow up to 500,000. And they also offer a 1-month moratorium on loan payments to MSME borrowers and other financial institutions. Okay, I'll shorten my presentation. In terms of tax reliefs, there is a provision of small wage subsidy to employees of small businesses, removal of the percentage tax of IPOs, and tax breaks were given to lenders and borrowers, as well as for businesses with operating losses. This is very important, leadership, as expressed by Andrew Weiler. Some inspiring thoughts from him. First, it is important to communicate, especially to staff and employees, because they will have urgent questions about working arrangements, and many will have fears about the potential for job losses. Surround yourself with best leaders. Every member of the crisis management team must be able to provide guidance and information to help maintain business stability and client and customer confidence. And then there should be resiliency plans that will need to be evolved every now and then, so that it can ensure continuity of the business. And be a force for good. It is at times like this when, as leaders, we come to realize how fortunate we are in terms of the talent that we have at our disposal. So we have to use this time to reach out to others and find a way to help those who are less fortunate than ourselves. Okay, so I will now skip to my last slide. For my concluding statements in this presentation, allow you to give my thoughts on how we as educators can help curb the effects of COVID-19 to our respective communities and economies, impacting not only on MSMEs but our society as a whole. Let us forge linkages and collaboration so that we can establish a strong bond of friendship to share to each other our knowledge, thoughts, ideas, and even best practices. We can continue to have in the future regular sessions and webinars and communities of learnings such as what we are doing right now, and we can continue to be advocates of peace, unity, and enablers of solutions to problems such as COVID-19. So with this, I thank you for listening, and this will be the end of my presentation. Good afternoon, everyone, and God bless us all.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Nora, for a valuable sharing. Okay, I just make a bit note, the thing that I really catch, it's about, you mentioned about the leadership, how important leadership in the COVID, how important the leadership from MSNE during this COVID-19. Okay, thank you very much, Doctor. Okay, dear participants, just now, the fourth speaker already finished her sharing. So please write down the questions in the wall, the Zoom wall and the YouTube wall. So actually already a lot of questions, but maybe you have another question to the last speaker. So before we proceed to the question and answer session, I remembering you that now attendance links already shared in the Zoom room, also in WhatsApp, right? In WhatsApp group and in Telegrams. Make sure that you put the correct names and also your email address. Again, make sure that you put your names correctly, also the proper email address, so the certificate will be shared to you. Okay? Please fill your attendance in the attendance links that already shared by committee. Okay, dear participants, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned there. Now we come to the question and answer. Yeah, actually a lot of the question and answer in these sessions. We have quite enough time, maybe more than 20. Okay. The first question is from Sasi. From Sasi. From Sasi, she give a lot of questions addressing to Dr. Kalelasmi. Hello, Dr. Kalelasmi, are you there?
There.
Okay. Dr. Kalelasmi, this question from Sasi, there is 3 questions, but I will start for the first. Connected with redefinition of MSNE, what are the advantages for MSc practitioners? And then the third question, I skipped number 2. The third question is, because of the COVID-19, how many % correction of India gross domestic product? Okay, please, Doctor. Or maybe you need time, so I will read another question for another presenter. Okay, hang on, Doctor. Okay, and then the other question is from from Ratu Cynthia. From Ratu Cynthia. Hang on. Hang on, Ratu Cynthia. Which one? Ratu. Just a minute. From Ratu Cynthia. Actually, this question addressing to Dr. Purwoko, but I think it is more proper to Dr. Umal. Hello, Dr. Umal. Hello, Dr. Umal.
Yes.
Hello, yes. This is actually a question addressing to Dr. Purwoko, but I see it is about the tourism issue. But because I saw in your CV that one of your research interest in tourism, so this question is I skip from Dr. Purwoko to you. Okay. Just hang on. From Ratu Cynthia. Okay. Okay. The question is, what I changed Indonesia to Malaysia. Okay. What Malaysian first step to mitigate the downturn caused by pandemic, especially for tourism micro enterprise? Doctor, you get it? Sorry,
Yeah.
Doctor. Okay. Okay. Next is the question for Dr. Purwoko from Amalia. From Amalia Maya. From Amalia Maya. Just a minute. Amalia Maya. Okay. The question is, sorry, not Amalia Maya. Amalia Maya. Just a minute. Okay. Dr. Laksmi, maybe you can answer first while I trying to find another question for Dr. Purwoko. Dr. Lasmi? Hello, Dr. Lasmi? Hello,
Yeah, good
Doctor.
evening,
We didn't hear your voice.
Good afternoon.
Okay, yes. Yes, Doctor.
Yeah. So, salama sore in your language. Isn't it?
Selamat sore. Selamat sore.
Yeah. So, Madam Sazli, the definition of MSME, actually they have been emphasizing quite for a long period of time, because they wanted to break the threshold. Initially, the limit of investment was very less, and the whole MSME was divided into 2. One is the manufacturing sector, and second one is the service sector. So because this amendment they have actually proposed in 2018, but after this Atmanirbhar, there is a very famous campaign of our Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, Atmanirbhar campaign, which means self-reliant. So we should be self-reliant. We should not depend on mostly on service sector. So mostly we should be concentrating on the manufacturing sector. That was the idea behind it. So not only in MSMEs, in all the area, improvements have been done by the Prime Minister based on the scheme. So under this scheme, this Atmanirbhar scheme, they have come out with this change in the investment criteria and the turnover. So after this, that's why there is a change in definition. So they have redefined MSME. It was initially less than 25 lakhs, so for a very micro scale industry. So totally the threshold limit has changed for micro, small and medium scale industries. And the industries are defined based on their, not only their investment as well as their turnovers. So that is the change which has brought a drastic change in the investments of people, as well as they are able to go for much larger loans and they can actually expand their business, which was not possible initially. Hope I am clear with the answer, madam.
Yeah, the second question already, doctor, about the threshold, about the
second question, you told
Yes.
rupees 3 lakh investment.
Pardon?
Collateral.
About the impact of the policy to the gross domestic
Stakeholders.
product. Yes, the economic.
The GDP
Yes,
actually,
yes,
our
GDP,
GDP has come
gross
down
domestic product,
drastically,
yes.
right from 2017. It is somewhere now in 1.8 or something. But that we may not be, I may not say it is because of COVID. COVID may be one of the reasons why our GDP has come down. But because of the major policy decisions taken by the government, there was a demonetization some 4 years back. So all these totally has affected the whole thing. And suppose the last year, if you see, and this year, the production capacities of the companies have come down because of the lockdown, and as well as the consumption pattern of consumers has also come down. So that is one of the reason why the GDP has come down, and the policy which is laid down by our government after these two schemes, Startup India, Makeover India, and this Atmanirbhar, government has come out with several schemes to actually revitalize our MSMEs. So in future we are expecting a very drastic growth in our GDP. So only COVID has not affected. So that is what all the economists in India also say. COVID may be one of the reasons, but our policy decisions are another reason for the coming down of our GDP. And third question, ma'am.
Okay, no, I mean that I skipped that question, just two questions for you. Okay, just
Okay.
doctor, I just make a little bit clear, if I'm not mistaken, the MS micro, small, medium enterprise in India, they contribute to GDP around 30%, right?
Yeah, more than
Yes.
30%, and they give the second largest employment to the employees actually,
Yeah.
the people in India.
Yes, in Indonesia is 60%. Yeah, I mean that maybe the question of CC, maybe seen it.
Population.
Do you have maybe I mean that because before COVID is around 30%, right? So after
Yeah.
your policy redefines and then tax structure. So it is any information about the their contribution, the MNC contribution to the economic. I mean that in GDP. Is there any data about that?
That's the present contribution, ma'am. What I have told.
Pardon?
That is the present contribution. That is what you're asking, no?
Pardon, doctor. Sorry, I didn't get it. A little bit slowly, please.
The present contribution is 30% of the total GDP. And the export is 40% of the total exports.
Oh, okay.
That's a present scenario. In future, because of these policies, it will improve. The Statistica, if you see the images, the forecasting has been done. It will go to nearly more than 8% they have told in another 2 years.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you, doctor. Doctor,
Thank you,
please
ma'am.
stay tuned there. We want to go to Dr. Umol. Dr. Umol, are you there? Doctor?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, please answer the question from Ratu Cynthia. Ratu Cynthia, right? Yeah, it's about the tourism issue. Please answer, doctor. Okay. Sorry, the next maybe before Dr. Umol answer, I want to convey the question for Dr. Purwoko from Amalia Maya. The question is,
10 minutes.
okay. Doctor, excuse me, can you mute your microphones? Dr. Laksmi? Okay. Dr. Purwoko, this is the question. Dr. Purwoko, hello, are you there? Dr. Purwoko? Doctor? Dr. Purwoko? Okay. Dr. Umar, please continue with your answer to Ratu Cindy. Please, doctor.
Okay, thank you for the question from Ratu, the queen herself, asking a question regarding how to mitigate the COVID-19 effect towards the micro-tourism business. So like I have presented in my presentation, when we are talking about the services industry, it is very wise to think about the alternative value that we can deliver during this time, because it is confirmed that we cannot have the human contact and close contact with other humans. So if we open this business 100%, it will make it pretty sure that it will spread again the viruses. Same goes with Malaysia. When we open the tourism industry, it starts to rise again, the infections level. So what we can do over here, I would like to refer back to the BMC, Business Model Canvas. One of it is about the value proposition that we want to deliver. Instead of, for example, before this, the microtourism industry, for example, that we sell small things to the customers, souvenirs to the customers. So they need the customer to come to their shop. But during this time, with the help of digitalization and e-commerce and online marketing, I think we can prepare, especially the government, whether Indonesia, Malaysia, or other country around the world, they can help to set up an online platform in order for them to share their souvenirs that is very localized, unique, and special about their area. Regardless what it is. Maybe if in Malaysia we have gamat, maybe in Indonesia we have other products, I don't know. So the government helped to set up, because in order to set up an online business, so we need to have the expertise and the money itself. So with the help of the government, by setting up that platform, they can sell their souvenirs and products online, so that at least they will get some amount of profit from selling those kind of items. Secondly, maybe for those places that are so unique and beautiful, instead of people going visiting that site, why don't these small tourism businesses focuses on taking very good landscape pictures and sell them to the businesses that sells picture. So instead of going there and people experience that, they change it. They take the picture, the beautiful pictures of that site, and then they can sell it online so that it can be framed or being kept. And that is actually a good marketing strategy, so that one day, okay, I have seen that picture, where is it? So that is a free marketing, but at the same time you are selling that picture. Second, and then thirdly, talking about the real situation in Asia, some hotels in Asia actually have shifted from servicing their customer that will stay in their hotel. What they have done is they focus on food and beverages business, so that their chefs and their cookers focuses on cooking their specialty dishes, and then all of the other staffs that cannot cook or not specialized in that area can help the hotel to sell those foods and deliver it to the customers. So even though they cannot operate their current business, they still can survive by doing by delivering other form of values that is still related to their expertise in one way or another. I hope that helps. Okay, that's all from me.
Oh, okay. Miss Ratu, Miss Ratu, just now the answer from Dr. Umar. He said about the digitalization and then sharing the photos of the scenery, something like that, yeah, doctor. And then also about hotel should be change their business from for occupation of the hotel, change to the food and beverage. Doctor, may I know, it is my additional question, how about issue about the transportation there?
Transportation industry.
Yes, I mean that in tourism industry, because you know that when we visit Malaysia, we have rents, the cars, something like that, and then a lot of the public transportation or maybe tourism transportation. So how they change their business?
Okay, for the current situation, since we are still in movement restriction, so we cannot actually travel outside of our area. So still, it is not fully operationalized right now.
Yeah.
So that's what happened. But then again, if this situation persists, the only way to survive is to change our value proposition into something new that is related to what we are currently doing. So I cannot answer about that because currently we are still locked down since the case has risen and slowly decreasing.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
doctor. Okay. Okay, thank you very much for the answer. Doctor, please stay tuned there. Dr. Purwoko, are you there? Doctor? Dr. Purwoko? Is there a technical problem there? Dr. Purwoko? Okay. So if I'm continue with another question. Okay, Dr. Kalai, are you there? Doctor, you still there? Dr. Kalai, are you still there? Hello, Dr. Kalai, Dr. Laxmi, Kalai Laxmi, are you there? Okay. Hello, no, okay. If there is no question, I have still a lot of the question, but this is the question from Dwi Hayu Agustin from Sugio Pranoto Catholic University Indonesia to Dr. Elizabeth. Dr. Elizabeth, are you there? Dr. Nora? Hello, Dr. Nora?
Yes, I'm here.
Yeah, this is the question for you, addressing to you. From Dwi Ayu Agustini from Sugio Pranoto Catholic University Indonesia. To dear Dr. Elizabeth, I agree mentally is one of the main problem of many MSME. They rely on external help, including those from government. Can you share how have MSME in Philippines done in dealing with this mental problem issue? And what does the government of Philippines to do with that? This is the question from Dwi Hayu Agustini. Do you want me to repeat, Doctor?
Yes, please. Yes, please.
Okay. The question is, the mentally issue is important. So can you share how have MSMEs in Philippines done dealing with these mentally problems, and what does the government of Philippines do with this? Okay, I repeat.
Okay. Okay, what I can share with you is, because I'm coming from a university.
Doctor, please share your please share your video.
Can you see me now? My video is on.
Oh yes, just now.
Okay.
Okay, doctor, please.
Okay, so what I can share with you is on how we in the university address problems about mental and stress problems among our students in particular. And I guess that would also apply to MSMEs, especially here in our place. Most of our businesses here are just small. They are considered as micro businesses. We have very few medium and large enterprises in Naga City. So most of the businesses are family businesses. So I guess that the issue on mental and emotional stress during COVID-19 would also apply to those in the MSMEs. So in the university, what we do is we help our students through the guidance program of the university. We always conduct counseling sessions with them, but of course we cannot do it anymore on a face-to-face basis. We do the online counseling sessions with our students, starting from the elementary to the high school up to the tertiary level. And then there is also a program that, because prior to the COVID-19, they would usually go to, of course they are in school, they would have lots of activities with their teachers and also with their peers among students, but now they are confined in their houses. But even with that situation, we try to give them lots of activities that they can do at home, facilitated by their teachers, so that they would, they would not feel bored or stressed out. And we also give them spiritual advice through our campus ministry. Now, the Philippine government, of course, is concerned about that, and they advocate programs for people to enable them to cope with stress. Programs that can be implemented by schools or universities like us. So that's about it. For companies, I know because one of the researches conducted by my students is on the adaptability of the hotel industry in the COVID-19. So based on the research of that student, the managers or the businesses or the hotel industry always conduct orientation sessions among their employees, and they try to also not be strict so much on the imposition of the policies, because they know that they are also adjusting to the situation. So every now and then they conduct huddles, they try to be more lenient in their policies towards their employees, so that this would more or less lessen the stress and the mental issues that they may face because of the situation in the COVID-19 pandemic. So I hope I was able to share even a little thought about your question.
Okay, Doctor, just a minute, Dr. Nora. Maybe I'm not really proper to convey the question. Beside this issue about the students, something like that, this is the Dwi Hugh Agustini mentioned about that. The main problem of MSNE mentally is they rely on external help. They rely on external help. For example, for governments, they're always hoping that government will help them and then will give them subsidize, some kind like that. So, is it happen also in your country?
So, because they are experiencing losses in their businesses, and so therefore they will rely on government. Is that the question?
Yes. I mean that actually not second. It is actually
okay.
Maybe I'm not proper to convey to you actually about the issue mentally of the MSME, that they always looking for external helping.
Yeah. Okay. Actually, during the first few months of the lockdown, many businesses closed, especially the small businesses, and of course they have no other source of income. So our government gave them a small amount of financial assistance. I think it was for families, they gave 5,000 pesos financial subsidy. They also gave support in terms of food for the family, like sacks of rice or kilos of rice, canned foods during the first few months. And they would usually go to the barangay. The barangay is a small office in the village, a government office, and they have to line up to get their assistance from the government. But of course, the government will not have enough money to support all of those needs all throughout the pandemic. So after a few months, the community quarantines or the lockdowns, where the rules on the lockdowns were relaxed, so that they can now go back and pursue their endeavors or their business operations. But of course, following certain protocols, like a limited number of customers are allowed inside the establishment, the capacity of a restaurant, for example, would only be about 50% capacity. Even salons or parlors and other shops were allowed to open, but they have to follow protocols, wear the mask all the time, so that there would be no problems in the spread of the COVID-19 disease. So the government cannot give the support all throughout. So it's important that these small businesses should also be able to innovate, be able to think of ways on how to recover. In the literature that I have reviewed, it says they have to have the mindset that they are as if they are starting their business again. So they have to, think of ways on how to innovate and make new things out of what is available at present.
Okay, doctor. By the way, doctor, congratulations, because I think that Philippines is the most success in handling the COVID, right?
Oh,
yeah.
Really?
Yeah. We hear about it that the Philippines is the most success to handle the COVID itself. I mean that in terms of the amount of the people who got that COVID, something like that. So it's a few time ago. It's really become a new and an interesting topic. So congratulations about that. It is maybe related to the mental issue, yeah, doctor.
Okay.
Yeah. It is maybe because your curriculum very good, so it is the impact.
Yes.
Okay. Congratulations, doctor. Okay. Once again, I remembering to the participant to fill up the attendance link if you have still there. Yeah. Okay, and make sure that you put your names and your mail address properly. Okay, next question is to Dr. Purwoko. Are you still there? Okay, so I beg to Dr. Kalai. Dr. Kalai? Dr. Kalai Laxmi? Dr. Kalai, are you there, doctor? Okay. Dr. Kalai Laxmi, are you there? Oh, okay. So I beg to, because we have still time, 10 minutes, it's really...
Hello? Hello?
Dr. Kalai Laxmi, are you there?
Dr. Ima?
Okay. Doctor, this...
Yes, ma'am, yes. Okay. I came from my mobile, so I was not able to unmute.
Yes.
I could not unmute.
Okay.
That's the issue. I came from my mobile.
Okay. Doctor, this is the question, and then why I choose this question, because this question come out first. He write first in the room chatting, okay? Okay, the question is come from the Felix, yeah? The question is right there. Dr. Laxmi, based on the Indian experience, would you mind to explain the reason why the government of India redefined MSME in India, and what was the impact on them? It is very helpful to increase their business performance?
Yes, ma'am. This actually I have answered already, but again I would like to answer. But this change they have particularly made to actually break the threshold. Break the threshold level. Initially, the investments were very less for all the three types of enterprises, and we were actually bifurcating two types of enterprises as manufacturing oriented and service oriented. So after this amendment in 2018, which was passed and applied in 2020, a lot of changes have been happening in the MSME. Major of the MSME are able to expand themselves. There is really an impact. Some of my research students have been studying it. So we will get to know the impact because the bill is passed and now in 2020 it is applied. Another, as per to what I have asked from the MSME, because this research, some of the people who owned MSME were able to help me when I was asking what are the key key changes done with this, and are you really satisfied? So these are the 5 things they told that is really useful for them. So this really has brought a change in India, and we will be able to reap the benefit much sooner.
Okay. Okay, thank you, doctors, for the answers. Next question, I think it is maybe the last question. Okay, but we have still 10 minutes. Okay, this is question from Amalia for Dr. Umal. Dr. Umal, are you there, doctor?
Yes.
Okay, this is question for you from Amalia to Dr. Umal. The role of ICT for MSME is significant, but what about the MSME that not ready for this technology? This is the question for you, doctor. So you must explain the approach, yeah, not from the technology. So what is your suggestion and then your idea about this issue?
Okay, so what is the solution for MSME because they are not literate in ICT?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, because maybe it is regarding to your explanation, because how to survive, one of the points is about digitalization. I think also Dr. Kalain Laxmi in her presentation also mentioned about what to do. One of the solution is about digitalization. So how about
digitalization and demarketing? The government has launched a platform.
Demarketing. Okay, so this is digitalization. So how if MMSD not digitally literacy? So how I mean that maybe there is your suggestion, your idea about it, doctor?
Okay, I would like to share about the solution that we have done in Malaysia. So same as in India, our government has provided have allocated some amount of money in order to enhance the digitalization in terms of e-commerce and marketing product online. But then again, the question is about literacy. So when we are talking about literacy, it comes back to education. Whether we like it or not, me myself, for example, I cannot speak for other person, but me myself, for example, I am very kampung, very village, if you get what I mean. So in this kind of situation, I have to adapt and then learn, because the urge to learn is very necessary so that we can survive during this pandemic. So if you are illiterate, there is no way that we can shower you with all of the solutions, but still you don't want to improve yourself and learn a little bit about how to use it. Because, for example, in order to use the computer and in order to use the internet, because the issue is literacy, not because of the computer itself. So we do not know how to use. So the basic ICT knowledge in order to use and utilize the e-commerce and digitalization in this digitalization era, so it's not that complicated. So I think all of the governments around the world have to, put some effort in order to educate their citizens, even in Malaysia also. Even the makcik-makcik, the aunties that is oldies enough, so they have to learn the basic things in order to learn that. So maybe the government should put some effort and money in order for us to educate people so that they can use the basic necessities in terms of usage of ICT, because I think it's not that complicated. Is learnable for the illiterate. You don't have to go too deep into the technology itself. So just a basic typing and something like that. But if you have never been to the school, so that is basically going back to the education system itself. So we have to encourage self-learning. Okay.
Okay, thank you very much, doctor, for the clear answer. Okay. dear participants, ladies and gentlemen, are you still there in India, Malaysia, Philippines, Hungary, Yemen, Brunei? Are you still there? Okay. Now it's time. That finally we come to the end of our webinar. That our presentation. So we would like to thanks to distinguish our speaker, Dr. Nora Marquez, and then Dr. Purwoko, Dr. Umal, sorry for not proper pronounce, and then also Dr. Kalai Laxmi. Thank you very much for your time, your efforts, and then your valuable sharing. So hopefully it's really beneficial for us here to open our minds to make more clearly our understanding about the adaptability strategies for MSME during the COVID-19. Okay, and then thank you very much also for participant that already joined with this webinars. Thank you very much. Hopefully this presentation again beneficial for us. Doctor, please, dear distinguished speaker, please still stay there because we still have a bit program for you. So still, please stay there. So, dear participant, ladies and gentlemen, also the participant, thank you very much for your time. So the time I will give back to the Miss Poppy to close, but okay. So excuse me. Just a minute. Okay. So the time I give back to Mr. Poppy, please, Mr. Poppy. Okay. Okay. Oh, ada foto ya? Okay, doctor, sorry. I didn't connect with the another committee. Actually, just now they take our picture. Sorry. Maybe once again, Mas Adit, with Prof. Doctor, please stay there. Udah, Dr. Umal, Dr. Laxmi, and also Dr. Nora. Okay. We take your photo in screen with our dean staff. Okay. Hurry up. Yes.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Bebas. 1, 2, smile. 1, 2, 3.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, thank you very much, dear doctor. So again, this is the end of our webinar, but still stay tuned there. The time I'll give back to Miss Poppy to close this webinar, please. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you very much for Dr. Emma Nurmaya for giving back this event to me. Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin, we have successfully conducted the main agenda of international webinar with the topic of adaptability strategies of micro, small, medium enterprise during the COVID-19 in Asia country. On behalf of the committee, we would like to say thank you and give appreciation to all of the honorable speakers and for the moderator. The technical team, could you please help us to present the appreciation letter? Sorry, please wait for a moment. So we have prepared Okay, once again, on behalf of the committee, we would like to say thank you and give appreciation to all of the honorable speakers and the moderator. Technical team, could you please help us to present the appreciation letter for the speakers? Okay, the first one is for our moderator. Thank you very much for Dr. Emma Nurmaya from the Graduate School of Management, Universitas Ahmad Dahlan. And we would like also thank and give appreciation to the speaker. The first speaker, Mrs. Dr. T.R. Kalai Laksmi from School of Management Studies, University of Satyabama, Chennai, India. And for the second speakers, Dr. Umol Syamsul bin Rakiman from the Faculty of Business Management, University Teknologi Mara, Perak, Malaysia. And for the third speakers, Dr. Nora Elizabeth Maniquis from the University of Nueva Cáceres, Philippines. And lastly, for Dr. Purwoko MM from the Graduate School of Management, Universitas Ahmad Dahlan. Thank you so much for your sharing of knowledge and information through this webinar for all of the participants. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, we would like to remind you to fill the attendance form. The committee has shared the link through the Zoom or through the YouTube. You can check it on the chat box. Or you can scan the QR code that appears on your screen to get the link. Please make sure that you have written your name and email address correctly before submitting the form, because the digital system will automatically generate and send the electronic certificate to your email. For your further information, this morning we have also conducted another special event. We have conducted the International Students Conference session. So at this very special moment, let me announce for the best presenters awarding. Today we have 5 best presenters on the Students Conference that we had already done this morning. So we have 5 presenters that have chosen as the best presenter. The first one is Mr. Jober V. Garvin from Philippines. The next one is Miss Fanny Prahasti from Indonesia. And the third one is Miss Nurul Alfi Inia from Indonesia. And the fourth best presenter is Miss S.V. Mulayanaki from India. And the last but not least, best presenter, we have Miss Hertinawati from Indonesia. Congratulations for all of the best presenters of International Student Conference. For all the honorable participants, now we are at the end of this international webinar session. Let us end this special occasion by saying Alhamdulillahirabbil alamin. On behalf of all of the committee, we would like to thank all of the participants who are joining this webinar today. Also, we would like to apologize if there are any mistakes or issues that happen while we are organizing this event. We hope you are always in a good health condition. Hope to see you in another occasion. Wabillahi taufiq wal hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.